A few random thoughts on race, or not necessarily connected ideas on race. Here's a question. I am asking you this question. Are black people inferior? Well, are they? This is a truth functional statement, so it is a perfectly legitimate question to ask. You could also ask, are white people inferior? Or are Jews inferior? Or even are Eskimos inferior? Everybody is terrified of questions of this form and many other similar questions because they are lying about something. If you're either afraid to answer the question or you're afraid to ask the question, then you're hiding something, in which case the question must be asked and answered. There is evidence that black people are inferior, and there is evidence that black people are not inferior. But the evidence that they are inferior is so overwhelming that it's like the story of Moses' staff in the Bible. Remember, Moses was before him, warning him to let his people, the Jews, go. Aaron puts Moses' staff down before Pharaoh, and it turns into a cobra. Then Pharaoh's magicians put down 2 more staffs, which turn into serpents. Then Moses' staff, snake, consumes or eats up the other 2. The evidence that black people are inferior is so overwhelming that the comparison is just a joke. It's not just that all the preponderance of evidence concludes that blacks are inferior to whites, and all non-whites are inferior to whites. It says black people are inferior to all other peoples on the planet. They are simply the most inferior people on the planet. Say it plain. Doesn't mean they're worthless. It doesn't mean I don't like them. It doesn't mean they should not be liked. Just stop preaching this bullshit equality, because it's keeping black people from dealing with their internal reality, all right? If they're going to change, if they're going to improve, if they're going to stop being a burden on society, they have got to deal therapeutically with their internal world. You're upset asking, why are you saying this? Because all you can answer with at this point is, it's personal. It's not personal. Personally, I don't give a shit either way. It's about the truth, finding the truth. More importantly still, it's about liars and their lies, and exposing all lies, and exposing all liars and all lies to get at some truth. Another legitimate question that could be asked is, are white people inferior to blacks? The answer is yes. Whites are inferior to blacks in terms of linear sprint speed, overall athletic agility, nervous system speed, and boxing. But that's pretty much it. Whites are superior to blacks in everything, especially in the characteristics and traits that lead to conquering empire, great civilizations, and great creative or intellectual achievement and accomplishment. I know more about black people in America than anybody in America, including black people in America. So don't give me your bullshit, your racist bullshit. There is only one question pertaining to African Americans, Afro-Americans, blacks, Negroes, niggers, spades, spear chuckers, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, which is at the root of everything to do with them in this country and or in any other European country. Are they or are they not inferior? This is the question that everyone in this civilization is doing everything possible to hide, repress, and ignore. This is the question everybody on this planet is terrified to ask or discuss, because they all know what the answer is. Everybody knows what the answer is. It does not imply that Negroes are totally worthless. Every individual person has good points and bad points. Same with every racial and ethnic group, national group, etc., etc. Everything in the world. Negroes are superior to whites and all other racial groups in 3 things: linear sprint speed, overall athletic agility, for example, jumping, and boxing. In most everything else, they are not only inferior to Caucasian Europeans, but to every other racial or ethnic group on the planet. Thank you for listening.